Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have with us Ginny Delaitre. She is the founder and CEO of VDS Digital Agency, creator of UX marketing, a new approach that puts user experience at the heart of marketing. Welcome to the show, Ginny.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You're welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll talk about marketing that builds trust and loyalty. And in that backdrop, we'll also learn about your UX marketing. But before that, let's learn a bit about your background, your journey, so that the audience knows who they are listening to.
Sure. So I'm a marketer right now. My background is both as a developer and a designer. I started as a developer and my degrees are in design, so I sort of did both. And then I created my company, VDS Digital Agency, in the United States 3 years ago. I'm French, but I created the company in the United States. I'm in the DC area. And I started to do more design, but because of my background as a developer, then I was asking to do a little bit of UX, a little bit of helping the developers. So I've sort of mixed everything, and I realized the real need was in marketing. So that's how I sort of arrived there about a year and a half ago. So I sort of pivot my company to full marketing agency.
Absolutely. So, what was the inspiration for creating UX marketing? Wasn't the real or traditional model of marketing wasn't that good enough, or was it broken? Why do you want to regain trust and loyalty back again for real growth?
Yes, exactly. So as I say, I was a designer, I was doing website, I was doing this kind of things, and then I realized I was asking for marketing. And you're right, it's like I didn't feel good to do marketing with trying to get a lot of clicks and trying to sort of shit on people, telling them, oh, you're gonna get that, but then you don't really get it. I was just like, no, 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 I want to do something where the user feel included. So that's how I created user experience marketing, because I was really into UX and I was just like, I want UX to be in my marketing. I cannot do marketing by itself. So I created UX marketing to really integrate the user in the user journey, to make sure the user feel sort of accompanied, like feel that you is moving through a path to become a customer. It's not just like an ad, you click on the ad and you are forced sort of to buy the product. I really want the user to make the decision by themselves with trust, by trusting the company and by making sure also they will stay. So that's why there is loyalty, because as a brand, when you use all this energy to get a customer, you want to keep them, because if you cannot just keep on getting new ones, you have to keep the one you already have.
Right. So, tell us a bit about UX marketing. Means how different is it from earlier on? You people will understand. Okay, it's not about clickbait, but then how does it actually work on the ground?
Yes, so basically the thing that is different is I built a strategy around the user experience. So I built a workflow, and we are making sure in this workflow that we have all the marketing channels, and we are making sure that it makes sense. For example, in classic marketing, a lot of people go to the website, but then on the website you have the blog, like the social media posts, and you go back to social media. So we can do that, but we need to be very careful, because the user journey need to bring to a purpose, and the purpose is to become a customer. So when I do UX marketing, I really think about, okay, I discover a brand through a channel that can be a podcast, and then I go to the website, and then I become a customer. So what I do in my strategy is I really think about the journey and the touch point and how they are linked together.
Absolutely. So, how do businesses then integrate this sort of marketing into what they do? And is it also effective for small businesses in the way you have designed it?
Yes, actually, I work more for small businesses, small and medium businesses. I never worked for a very big company yet, but it sort of it seems to work for a lot of industries. It's really more a methodology and a mindset than really something you can apply only to because right now, for example, I have a shop, so we are selling clothing, so it's going to work for them. I have another company. We are helping U.S. military who are trying to find housing. It works for them. I have an app for that is called Delaitre. It's a client to when the quality of hair is bad, you can follow the quality of hair in your area and stuff like this. It works for them. So really, UX marketing is more a concept that's gonna work for everyone. It's more how do I keep the marketing knowledge I have and I add to that UX. So it's not like forgetting about what you know about marketing. It's more taking what you already have and trying to organize it with a UX mindset.
Right. Let's look at it from a customer side. Now, when you did your research, what did you understand? What is it that customers want? What is it that the marketers want? And why there is so much of discord between the two?
Yes, exactly. That's what happened because most of the time, I mean, if the company want to sell their product, it's easy. It's like, I want to sell, this is what I have. But then the customer, he doesn't want to buy your product. He wants to find a solution for a problem, or he wants to try something new for for example, they already have a tool and they're like, oh, this tool maybe is going to work better, but that means you have to replace the previous tool. So for the customer, it really has to be, it's not a very quick decision most of the time. It has to be a reflection. So yeah, you're right. The company is just like, buy, 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 buy. And the other side is just like, okay, I want to really think about it. Yes, maybe I'm going to buy the product, but what is inside? Can I test it? Can I trust you? Is the product going to be there in a year? Because we know the startups, they go very, very fast, and then they disappear. And you're just like, okay, I was using this product and now it's not available anymore. So that's why trust is so important, because you want to make sure you give even if it's a small amount of money, you still give money and time to a product and a service, and you want to make sure that what you get in return is what you expected. So it's more
Right.
this kind of relationship. Yeah.
Right, Jenny. So, what makes you so optimistic that the marketers of today will adopt your UX marketing? Because have they changed, or is it something which will be very profitable for them?
So I think it will be profitable on the long time, because on the short term, if you want like really fast results, there is nothing better than just a Google ad. But on the long term, if you want to build a company that stay in time, I think you have to really think about your customer and really think about the like the loyalty. How do you bring them in and how do you keep them? And also with AI everywhere, it's very important to increase trust, because the problem with Google Ads and all this advertising that I'm still using on the side, because it's part of the journey to see an ad and click on an ad. But we have to realize that with AI everywhere, there is a lack of trust now, and people are not sure if they're talking to a person or they're talking to a robot, or it's like people don't really understand what is going on. So the trust is lowering down, and if marketers don't integrate tools to bring back the trust, for example, doing a podcast when you see them in person, integrate some storytelling, this kind of human touch, people will just go away for another companies that do that. So I think it's, unfortunately, is it really a choice?
Right. So, who are these companies who are adopting your UX marketing? Are there companies? Are there early adopters as of now, Jenny?
Yes. So I actually work with companies. So each time someone works with me, they are adopting these techniques. I also have a blog, I have a newsletter. So I'm trying to bring the ideas, and I'm also trying to make it easy for people to adopt it, because you're right, it can be complicated and you're like, I don't know how to apply. Even if I agree and this is what I want, I don't really know how to apply that. So that's why I'm starting to talk more about it, see what people need and what can I bring, what tools can I bring them so they can actually adopt these techniques for themselves. But a lot of people agree that we need to bring back the user experience in marketing. We need to bring the human touch. But it's difficult sometimes to see how we're going to actually do it.
Right. So, which industry do you think this sort of user experience will work best? Which industry have you basically designed this for?
I think it will work really good for all the SaaS products. Like if you develop a product, it's going to be very important because when you develop a product, the users is a little bit by themselves when they make the selection. There is no a sale like a talk with sales most of the time. It's just like they decide to try it out. So trust is really important for all the SaaS product. And another part, and it's something completely different, but for example, healthcare, uh, military, all these very specific industry, security, would need trust. I mean, if you try to use their product, you need to trust the brand. You can't just use the product without that. So I think I will say both. Everything that when the user is alone, because you need trust, the user is alone to make his decision, and everything that is related to security, healthcare, or even families, what is related to your personal families, what is related to your kids, you really want to make great decision. You don't want to trust any company about it. So every industry that needs trust from customers.
Right. In terms of user experience, what is it? What, in your understanding, is it that the user hates the most and wants a rectification of that, and so that he or she is left alone?
Yeah. So can you repeat the question because I have an answer, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
What is it that the user, in terms of their user experience on a particular platform, that they hate the most? What is it that they like the most? What is it
Okay.
that they hate the most?
Yes, I think I thought I understood, but I wanted to make sure. So you're right. It's like, so what I really find out right now, so it's right now, in 2025, what people really like the most, especially on social media, is seeing the backstage, seeing who is behind the company, seeing faces, seeing selfies, bad selfies sometimes. So really what I'm asking my clients right now when we share online is that they give me picture of their event, for example, when they go to an event, when you see them together, you see what the events look like. You see them really interacting with people. So that's very important. Doing podcast, it's another way also to see the faces, hear the voices. I think people, and that I say before, storytelling, it's what people love right now. They love stories. They want to hear about what is going on behind the product itself. And also the human touch, who are the human behind the product I'm using.
Right, right, Jenny. So, in your understanding, what is the future of marketing? Will it be much more driven towards the customer, or will it be again, looking only from the brand side? How do you see this all panning out in the coming days?
I think we have to be very mindful that now the user is waiting much more, especially the new generation. They know, so they want really a product that is personalized to them. So I see marketing very data driven, high personalization. I want the product to sort of becoming personalized to me when I'm starting using it. So high customization, um, the human touch. How do I bring the human touch in the world of AI? How do I make it more real, make it more personal, so people feel really included instead of just some things that I have no idea who is behind. I have no idea who is the CEO. I have no idea who is the team. I think these companies that say so invisible that they don't want to talk about anything and they just have their product like in a shelf, that's when they're going to lose a little bit the customer. So in the future, really see how you can create interactions. And
Absolutely. So,
also,
no,
yeah.
right, carry on.
No, and receive feedback because the interaction is also positive because most of the time you receive feedback. So that's also a way for you to adapt your product to the customer and sell more because now they feel listened. So it's positive all the way. It's really a positive way to do marketing.
Right. So, these are going to be the days of experience and no funnels, basically.
Yes. Yes, I think that, well, the funnels can still work, but I think it needs to be modified to really make sure that the user feel included because this long page that try to convince you by any ways, people knows and they were like, okay, I already saw that million of times. And how how is this product going to really help me? How do I feel included in that? And sometimes there is a big funnel and you want to chat with the chat box because you have a specific question that the funnel is not answering. So I think people really need to think that the landing page are not dead. We still need landing page, but maybe this landing page will be a little more interactive. Maybe they will bring us sooner in the product so we can actually test it ourselves. This kind of thing than just the big, the funnel that existed in the past is not disappearing, but it has to move and adapt.
Right. So at VDS Digital Agency, what is it that your clients come to you for?
So most of the time, it's a company that comes to me for all their marketing. They either have a little bit going on and they need help to reorganize, or they have nothing and they don't market at all. And they were just like, we need to be out there because all my competitors are and I'm not. So how do we catch up? So that's sort of the two type of clients I get.
Absolutely. This was to understand actually how things are working on the ground, actually what clients are looking for in terms of marketing. There is much to understand. Yeah, carry on.
So strategy first. How do we strategize? Because it's everywhere. People are a little lost with all this social media, especially the new social media. It's getting everywhere. So people are a little lost and they need organization on that space. Also, it's a lot of energy. So how do I put my energy at the right spot without a strategy? It's very hard for a company because most of the time you cannot do everything. So you have to do things that actually speak to your users so you don't lose your time and your money trying to hustle something that will never actually convert. And I will say social media, very important, strategy, very important. And now we are trying also to do all the thing on the side. We can be content creation. And that can be also a podcast, everything that is content creation. So that can be a blog post, that can be a newsletter, that can be a podcast, that can be anything that the user is going to interact with to learn more about the company. And what is very interesting is when the clients comes to me, because it's a lot of content creation, it's a lot of content. I'm also developing my own AI tools to be able to help with that. And when I develop my tools, I really make sure that how do I keep, the UX marketing, the user experience? How do I keep the human touch in my AI? Which is sort of the challenge because AI is really this. And I was writing a post this morning. I was like this exciting news, kind of social media post. And I think we all figure it out by now that when you start by exciting news, it's ChatGPT.
Right.
We all
and
know.
AI has not changed. It will continue to give that same result to millions of people who are searching for that.
So exactly. So we know. So now we cannot be dumb anymore. So that's why I'm trying to build tools where we still have AI because AI is really good. AI is making us working faster and better, but it has to be, we have to do better than that. So that's why I'm building my own tools and my own SaaS software actually to really integrate the human touch in the social media post, in the blog post. How do we keep all that and keep on generating anyway? So it's sort of the challenge I have, the personal challenge I have right now with my clients.
Wonderful. There is so much to learn from you about all this. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to connect with you, a lot of marketers, brands, and also users would want to understand what's the future of marketing. So what's the best way for people to connect with you?
So you can go to my website, vdsdigitalagency.com. It's a really good way because I'm updating it. So it's a really good way to see the blog starting. I write blogs. I have contents about UX marketing. I have other podcasts. So really that the website is the first way. You can also find me on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, I use my Monday name. And I think if I share it, you will see it. But it's Ginny Delaitre. Virginie is like Virginia with the E at the end. And then you can also send me an email at ginny@vdsdigitalagency.com, which is also an excellent way to get in touch with me.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.